want to love you. You need some loving, and I'll take it there. The young thing, and now.
Hey, y'all, and thank you so much for tuning into Respectfully with Miss Pretty Young Thing. I'm your girl, PYT, and let's get into it. So, y'all, I'm about to get ready today. I have a very busy day, so I am going to be my face, and y'all are going to keep me company while I do that. And while we are doing that, we will be talking about the Hookup Part 2 on Now That's TV, okay? Y'all, I want to say it's been six episodes to pass by. No, episode 7 just came out this past Sunday. 7 episodes total to come out for the Hookup, and honestly, that show is good. That show is good. And I hope it stays that way because it definitely gives all of the characters something to talk about. It gives, you know, the child, it's a little different from the first go around because of certain types of characters. There's more characters with a little more character. I'm sorry for using that same word over and over again, but it's the truth. By the time we dive into it, y'all see what I mean. But let's go ahead and talk about it. But before you do, please like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, tell a friend, PYT in the building, okay? All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. So that being said, I'm going to go person by person and kind of just talk about who they are and what they attribute to the show. Some of them are repeats because remember we ended off with the trip to the Dominican Republic as far as the prize, okay, for the ones that made it off and did not get eliminated. Although some of the ones that got some of the ones that got eliminated or should have got eliminated still joined in the Dominican Republic. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna twist and turn it, if they're gonna get removed again. I know one of them do. I don't know why she's here, but we'll talk about that in a second. So one of the people that we have to talk about, we're gonna talk about some of the ladies and fill in the gentlemen in between while we're talking about them. So Tokyo. Tokyo is back. Remember, Tokyo is the one that's paired with Moses. Now, they apparently had a lot going on off camera, okay? Reason why I say that is because Tokyo is in shambles. And I'm sorry that it's funny, but like she deserves an Oscar, to say the least, for what she attributed to the screens to showcase her pain and her struggle and everything that she's going through or whatever the case may be. Because basically, while her and her man were continuing with their relationship off camera, whatever the case may be, apparently Moses cheated on her. Now, I was a little confused, but let's put it into perspective. The only reason why I was confused is because they did what they did with homegirl, with Kayla on the show. So I wouldn't think that she would take him knocking boots with another girl that seriously. But I guess if she's not in control of who it is, when it is, how it is, she's not a part of it, she's not the one that introduced them, or whatever the case may be, it's still considered cheating. I mean, that's just how I take it, I guess. It is what it is. Let me know in the comments if I'm the wrong to be confused or if y'all were confused too, because a little bit of me was just like, wait, you allowed him to have, why is this not focusing? You allowed him to have relations with other girls in the house before. But either or, she was hurt. She continued to have relations with the missus after without her knowledge. Okay? Some chick, I don't even know who, because by this point in time, her and Kayla are friends. Let me know in the comments if y'all figured out, if 1 plus 1 is equaling 2 for y'all, and y'all figured out who the chick is that he cheated with, or whatever the case may be. Now, Next person. But actually, it looks like they're kind of sort of trying to fix their situation. They're staying together. They're trying to, move forward. Um, Moses is trying to kind of sort of show her that she is the girl of his dreams. That's the girl that he wants. He don't want nobody else. It was a one-time thing. Blase, blase, blase. But no, on the real, y'all can't sit here and tell me how Tokyo was professing her love wasn't like, what the hell is going on this show up on my phone? It was just like a lot. And I feel like, I mean, it does warrant the circumstance because at the end of the day, any circumstance that I was in the past and that I got cheated on or whatever the case may be, I felt her pain. I guess I'm more of a like nonchalant to your face about it, like, oh, okay, you did that, that I'm good off you. And she was more so like, you hurt me, and I don't think I can ever forgive you for that again. And it was just like her and what's this other girl name from Zeus Love Cabin, the light skinned one that paired up with the corn star. Both of them need to go to Hollywood, okay? Because they both possess a skill that the rest of their cast members cannot, does not attain. And I'm proud of them because they're listen. Because how long between filming was the show? Like, I know it took a second, but let's just say it was about 2 weeks. You mean to tell me that all of this emotion is built up like that? But I mean, at the end of the day, soul ties. Y'all had SEX quick. He adding other soul ties without her knowing. I don't know. Let me know in the comments whether or not you agree with her emotion or whether or not you was looking at an Oscar nomination just like I was. We'll see how that turns out. Okay. So next next person that we're going to talk about. Focus. Focus. There we go. So the next person is Kayla. So of course Kayla is back because Kayla got chosen over Nola by, what was his name? The young one, Levi. So remember towards the end of part 1, he was trying to choose between Kayla and Nola because both of them crazy, both of them do too much, both of them don't match his stilo. And he ended up picking the one that wasn't spazzing on him the most and wasn't trying to convince him the most to choose them the most. And it ended up being Kayla because Kayla was chilling. And Nola was just like, oh, so you gonna chill with me this whole time? And you not gonna bring me to the DR? Oh my God, you wasted both our time. And she was kind of sort of trying to turn Kayla against him and trying to turn the other girl that he was trying to choose, Chastity, against him. And they all were just like, they were both looking like it ain't that deep. Chastity looked like she'd been to the DR before with her pretty self. And Kayla was just like, listen, if he choose me, he choose me. If he don't, I'll spaz about it later. But let the nigga choose. Like, damn, calm down, sis. We ain't sisters. But nonetheless, Nola, they still brought her to the show. She was actually the first person at the Airbnb location before everybody else. And that even in itself, I was just like, now that's TV. What's happening? Because this girl does not, I'm not going to say she didn't deserve to be there, but I will say I was shocked to see her included in the circumstance, okay? Especially because she ended without having a couple. Now, it turns out that she, off camera, started dating the Face. Remember, the Face was the light-skinned one that started off talking with all of the Hispanic girls in the Hookup part 1, okay? Now, does she really like the Face? No. In my opinion, no, she does not. She does not have feelings for this man because at the end of the day, you paired up with him. Towards the end of the part 1, she was trying to pair up with whoever that she could possibly pair up with, just so that she could end up in the Dominican Republic. She tried to pair up with YBZ. She was doing whatever it took to get to the screen, and it's crazy because it's hard to tell whether or not she was doing it to intimidate Levi or to get closer to Levi or whatever the case may be, or to just be a part of, kind of like a fear of missing out type situation. Like if it was for FOMO, it was hard to tell what the situation was, but it might be a combination of both, to be honest. Like it might just be she wanted to, I don't know. I don't know, child. I don't have control over this lady's feelings. But nonetheless, Nola is back. I do not like her for this show. There was no reason for her to be back. She did not pair with anybody towards the end. Her person ended up choosing somebody else. The face, she really don't like that man. I do hope that she gets eliminated. And we'll see which direction that it goes in. Okay, but how it's starting off as well is I was right as far as her wanting to one up Levi, because this last episode, 2 episodes ago, episode 6, I want to say, she stood up on a table stomping, a table that they eat on, to get off of her chest. Oh, why didn't you choose me, Levi? Because you had an opportunity to take me, and I'm still here, here, here. Oh, she gave a big old speech about how she's still here. And it's one of those things where, like, the face is sitting right there. Like, your man, your real life man, a man that you chose to be with in real life is sitting right there. And you have the audacity to be sitting here professing your sorrows about not being chosen by a whole nother nigga right in front of him. And the face wasn't feeling that either. And rightfully so. I would have judged him had he not spoken up, to be honest. I'd have been like, nigga, you don't like her either, if that's the case. But it did come across as if he was hurt and realized that he may be being used. No shit. Shut up. Okay? That girl does not like you. That girl likes Levi. And that girl is doing her best to one up that nigga. Okay? So that's Nola a little bit. Kay is back. Y'all remember Kay from Jocelyn's Cabaret? She is back. Like I said before, I think now that TV is definitely more her speed. I actually like seeing her around this cast of people. She's still embarrassing herself a little bit because she got back on the show. She's not paired with anybody. Then all of a sudden she was paired up with, was it Phil? She was paired up with Phil. Phil is interesting. So he's added to the cast, and I ain't gonna hold you. When he first came on camera, am I the only person that thought that was like a lesbian? Like, I was a little confused because he looks like a butch. Just a little bit. He gives like a feminine trying to be masculine. Maybe it's the bald head face. Because he low-key look like Lloyd. She finds you, but I want you. He kind of looked like Lloyd in the face. But then at the same token, he looked like a lesbian. And I think it's because of the bald head face. Like, I'm big attracted to beards. Big attracted men with beards. Let me specify. I'm not attracted to beards. I'm attracted to men with beards because I know the words be changing on a regular basis. I don't want y'all to think I mean what I don't mean. So yeah, I'm attracted to men with beards, and he ain't got one. And I don't know, he just carries himself very pretty boy, which can come across as the man of a lesbian relationship, and that's how it came across to me. No offense, my love, I am so sorry. You are a manly man. Okay, so there's him, but he felt some type of way because at the recent dinner that they had back in Atlanta, because some of these people are in the Dominican Republic and some of them are in Atlanta. He is, I believe, with the Atlanta crew, and while Kayla was paired up with Phil, after Phil got chastity snatched from him by YBZ, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Phil ended up getting mad at Kay because Kay was trying to do a kissing game and she was trying to kiss up on She was trying to kiss up on YBZ, I believe, and YBZ wasn't having that. YBZ was not having that. So he was just like, you trying to, have your cake and eat it too. You trying to be with me. It was the game. Basically, she was trying to see if she believes that if a man, kiss well, that means he can eat pum pum well or whatever. He is great with the cootie cat. And but either way, they ended up kissing, and she was just like, "Oh yeah, you great with the cootie cat," and that was a thing or whatever. But it was interesting when YBZ didn't want to kiss her because nobody else wanted to kiss her either, and it was just like, "Oh wow, so y'all just gonna look at me crazy while I'm trying to play this game." It was a little. I had secondhand embarrassment for her because it looks like this cast is more weary of who she is and how she treated what's this man's name, Ray Face, last season, in part one, I mean, or whatever the case may be. But we'll see what value Kay adds to this new cast and whether or not she ends up taking Phil any serious. So the next lady that we're going to talk about is Mommy G. Mommy G is back, okay, with her accent and her booty and her boozy. Okay, so Mommy G, remember, she was paired up with Ray Face. Ray Face didn't choose her. Ray Face ended up choosing a whole nother girl, one of the bombshells. So we're going to talk about that in a second. So Mommy G is currently paired up with a man in the house by the name of, sorry, I'm still trying to remember this cast's name. Omar. Omar is this man's name. I knew I wasn't tripping because he's not on the cast list flyer that's on the Now That's TV page. I hope nobody else is missing because that's what I'm going off of to say these characters' names. My eyebrows are way too thick. Let's fix that. So yes, Omar is her love interest. She's still trying to get over Ray Face though, and gets called out about it by E.T. E.T. is a part of this cast, y'all. For those that know her from prior shows, the South Central Baddies, the on Zeus Baddies, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Child, we're gonna see what she brings to the table, honey, because right now it's seeming that she's bringing a lot to the table because Mommy G already got into a fight with her because Mommy G was drunk and was treating her as less than, and Etheria was not feeling it. Okay, Etheria said, "You was not about to talk to me no type of way. You was not going to be treating me like less than, and I'm not going to be accepting the bare minimum out of you when all I was trying to do was be nice." Now, I'm still looking at Mommy G sideways because of that colorist slash not even colorist, because of that it wasn't racist. What's it called when you're dissing cultures? Y'all know what word I'm talking about. It wasn't racist, but she was saying Dominicans are better than black women or whatever. Sit your ass down. You're not gonna be sitting here chasing black dick and then saying that you're that the women of that same race that you chasing is not the shit. Like, it gives that she want to be black so bad, and because she can't, she is going to dig so hard to feel better about herself and where she come from and the fact that niggas want her. And the fact is of the matter is, from what it seems like to me, the niggas don't necessarily want you. They just know that you're easy to get and your people are easy to get. Ain't you Dominican or born in the Dominican Republic? Puerto Rican by descent? Ain't Dominican Republic where men go to chase prostitutes? Oh, okay. So do they really want y'all now? Do they want to sleep with y'all because y'all easy to get with? Yes. Has Mommy G proven so? Absolutely. Look at her situation with Ray Face. Girl, you're easy. But I'm a black woman. What do I know? I just ain't like that statement because it's one of those things where it's just like, hold on, little bitch. Who you think you is? All right. So now she's in a circumstance with this new fella. Okay. And what you call it is trying to snatch him from her. ET is trying to snatch him from her. And that makes for an interesting circumstance in itself, Omar. Because Omar is one being used by Mommy G because she has no other pairing in the house. It seems like she's low-key feeling him, but then at the same token, he's just another day, another black Zeke for her to sit on. Now, ET is definitely using him because she's trying to get her ones on Mommy G because she still feels like Mommy G tried her. Mommy G tried her boozy, and she's trying to do what it takes to get her back by taking her man. She even told Omar in the process of taking him that, she be talking about, she's still not over Rayface. She be talking about Rayface all night. And that was like the deciding factor for him. He was like, oh, you talking about other niggas that you told me that you was over? Oh, nah. Scarface was good. Tonguing each other down and all. But Scarface has already said in her confessionals that she's just trying to get to the house because she's trying to get back with her real man. And let's get into it because her real man is Kelvin. Now, Kelvin is so fine. That man looked good. That is a dark-skinned king right there. But there's some controversy with him that went a little viral, okay? It went just a tad viral. I've been using the NARS concealer, by the way. And Anastasia Beverly Hills with the eyebrows. So when it comes to Kelvin was introduced to this cast. E.T. immediately fell for him on the first episode, or whatever the case may be. But he looked like he liked E.T., is cool with being E.T., but still was trying to scope the scenery. And by ways of scope the scenery, I mean still trying to see what the other girls are talking about. And one of the girls that he ran into goes by the name of Pookie. Now, Pookie, not only is she a girl, but she's a girl. A T-girl. Okay? So, that being said, so Pookie is in the house. She trying to see which one of these niggas she finna snatch. And the ones that instantly show attraction to her are Rayface and Kelvin, okay? Now, some of the other guys apparently already knew her T and were already aware that she was a T girl, okay? So they weren't really looking her way or whatever. And then others were already paired, so they wasn't checking for her regardless or whatever the case may be. But some of these single fellows was just like, ooh, what's up with her? Mind you, they did not know that she was a T girl. So that's where the controversy comes from that y'all probably seen across the internet. But basically, Kelvin, who was originally matched with E.T., they went to go to Pookie room, exchange conversations. Hey, how are you doing? This is Kelvin, whatever the case may be. E.T. leaves, but Kelvin does not. Kelvin stays behind. And in the process of Kelvin staying behind, he ends up not only sharing a kiss with Pookie, but going and doing God knows what in a closet. Now, when I say in a closet, they literally shut the door of the closet in the cameraman's face, and we have no idea what happened. We don't know if she gave him sloppy toppy. We don't know if, they sat there reading the Bible together. We have no idea what they did. Okay? So now E.T. feels some type of way. And E.T. did this very messy. Let's just say it off rip, because it's one of those things where, like, you literally said that this is your girl. You love her. Pookie this, Pookie that, Pookie so pretty, Pookie so gorgeous. But now you're just like, oh, Pookie taking my man? Oh, yeah. I'm going to let him know that that's a man. And that's weird. That's rude. And it's one of those things where, like, I feel like certain straight girls love T girls until it's their man getting snatched. And it's one of those things where it's just like, child, E.T. better than me, because I would have bust that closet door open like, Kelvin. I wouldn't have left without Kelvin, to be honest. But I guess I'm built a little different than E.T. E.T. was there for the drama and to stir up the pot. Listen, this is the hookup. I found my match. I found the fine nigga that I'm trying to lay up with. That fine nigga better be chasing me. So I would have been like, you coming or not, nigga? But she ain't chase him. She did not chase him. She said, you know what? Let me one up. Let me run up, get done up, and let me tell him what it is that he is up again. So they were outside when ET whispered in his ear, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Pookie is a trans." He said, "I'm sorry, what?" "I'll tell you more about it later." And then she walked away. Listen, ET is messy. ET is very messy, okay? Because the way she went about that. Now, Kelvin, I know it's been a controversy on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere that Kelvin is gay. Some straight men even push themselves to say that if you can't recognize a trans when you see one, that already make you gay. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I think Kelvin not only did not know, I think Kelvin was genuinely shocked when he found out, shocked to a point in time where they moved him onto the Dominican Republic early, and it seemed like his flight delayed because we haven't seen him in the past 2 episodes. I know ET said that he's on the way to Dominican Republic, which is why she's flirting with Omar to get her ass to Dominican Republic so that she can go after her man, which is crazy because I heard Omar is into. Yeah, I heard he's into that too. So, yeah, I don't think. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it because I don't think he's gay. If you run into what you think is a girl and she does not tell you that she was not biologically born a girl, that's not your fault. If anything, you should be suing for sexual assault because you were deceived, you were shocked, you were bamboozled. You should be suing for fraud. There's a couple things that I feel like, depending on what state you're in, you may be able to sue for. But to say that you're gay, no. Now, is it embarrassing that it happened on TV, on a live streaming app that a lot of people watch and have, been privy to this subjectory because of this station? Absolutely. Very embarrassing. Any straight man, this is their worst nightmare. Okay, this is their worst nightmare, to accidentally get with a T girl. Now, is he gay for it? Absolutely not. He did not know that was not biologically a woman. I'm gonna stand with him on that. He even had a heated discussion on Instagram Live with the owner of the show, as well as what's big man name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. And they gaslit him the entire time. You do what you want to do, blah 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 blah. They gaslit him the entire time, and I do not like him for that, and I do not respect him for that. But either or, it is not his fault. He did not know. He is not a gay man. Now, if he returned and tried to get some seconds, nigga, you gay. But it is what it is. I can understand from ET's perspective that you do not want your man to have any homosexual bones in his body. But then at the same token, if you're cool with Pookie like that, and if you want him like that, I would have just, did the do in the face. Like, nigga, I know you're not about to mess around with the girl that I just introduced you to. My home girl, my homeboy. She should have did it right in the face, but she did it in such a traitor's manner, in such a, like, housewives. I don't know. It gave ET definitely would take off on another network as well. It gave Sneaky. It gave what it needed to give. Like, entertainment wise, for the TV wise, she did the damn thing. But for the embarrassment of her man wise, for him watching back on the show wise, if I was him, I wouldn't get her. I wouldn't get with her. Because you sat and played in my face and you allowed Pookie to sit and play in his face just for the sake of being able to tell him later. And then you have the audacity to try to get with him again in the Dominican Republic when we get to it. Girl, get out my face. If I was him, I would not deal with ET. Okay? But let me know how you feel about that circumstance. What else? The next girl we're going to talk about is Unique. Hey. Unique is the one that was dating Tri-State last season. So, for part one, I mean. So for part one, she was dating Tri-State or whatever the case may be. And One Size and Sweet Honey get into it. And their situation is a little interesting because remember, she ended up leaving the show early. Hold on. Camera look a little dusty. Remember, she ended up leaving a little early because Tri-State got eliminated, which they were really flawed for eliminating Tri-State, knowing dang well that he had a date or whatever. But they didn't want Tri-State because they didn't want Unique. So he was collateral and she left with him or whatever. So she was just like, yeah, I found my match. I'm out. And they ended up coming back to the show because they ended up, falling out or whatever the case may be. Apparently, Tri-State asked her to buy a pair of shoes. He wanted some forces. Now, child, I find it very crusty that he asked her to buy a pair of shoes. Have I ever bought a man a pair of shoes before? Yes. Then in the same token, has he asked me to buy those pairs of shoes for him? No. I did it because I wanted to. I did it because I wanted to get him a gift. When it comes to men, sometimes you got to focus on certain aesthetics first. Like you could buy a man cologne. You can buy a man shoes if y'all together, because y'all know how they say if you buy a man a pair of shoes, he'll walk out of your life. Now this man's still on my phone, so we're not gonna say he walked out of my life, but I definitely feel like shoes is definitely on the list of things. Now, a man asking another woman to provide, do I wear the pants? Am I the protector as well? That's a little cringe. Like, I didn't like that. Like, I was actually looking at him crazy as hell because it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, you really tried it, boo. You really asked this girl to buy you a pair of shoes. So I wasn't shocked that she was looking at him that way, but it was in how she tried to defend it that I'm looking at her stupid. Because it's one of those things where, like, she started name dropping niggas that she been with. Oh, do you see me? I've dated Stevie J. I was pregnant by Stevie J. I dated niggas like Shaq. First of all, I'm from Miami. Shaq been around town. Bring it around town. Shaq has been with a lot of girls. Okay? We know his track record in Miami. And you was on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Y'all, you were just one. Don't think you were 101 either. So that's not a flex either. But she was just naming, and then she named Dwight Howard. Wasn't he gay? I don't know. Like, I feel like she wasn't really naming people that any girl should stunt with when naming the list of men that she has been with, and then she ain't even been with them. Like, these aren't even her exes. These are niggas that she's naming niggas that she slept with. Secondhand embarrassment. Like, why are you doing this? Like, what? Ain't nobody in this room. Raise your hand if you asked Unique for her track record. Nobody asked for it. She was trying to make a point of, like, I deal with ballers and shot callers. How dare you ask me for shoes? But she did it the wrong way. Like, I'd have just been like, nigga, you broke if you in my face asking me to buy a pair of shoes. But the tables got turned on her because the other ladies was just like, okay, well, let me find out you can't afford no $100 ones. Not $100 ones, $100 forces. Or whatever the case may be. It's not about the affording of it all, but like I said before, I feel like how she tried to expose him, it ended up blowing up in her face because don't do that man like that. Because now you the one that look dusty and crusty and musty. And it's one of those things where, like, child, you put your own business out there. So now which one of these niggas gonna take you serious now? Like, for real. Which one of these niggas gonna take you serious now? She was sitting with Sumo, but now Sumo, you can't tell me Sumo wasn't judging her. But then again, Sumo was older, and shit, they all trying to get to the Dominican Republic, so he probably gonna sit with her long enough to make it to the Dominican Republic, and then, find him a Dominican sister. Okay. So, that being said, the next person that we're going to talk about is Pookie. So Pookie is the T girl that I mentioned. Now, I will come to Pookie's defense, and then I will be devil's advocate when it comes to the Kelvin situation. Now, to Pookie's defense, Pookie is gorgeous. Not gonna hold you, Pookie look better than some of these female born women. She is the T. She is beautiful, like beautiful. Like it's one of those things where like you would have to show me her baby pictures for me to fully believe the situation. Like now that I know, I kind of hear it in the voice. You know how sometimes they be like trying to soften it up or whatever the case may be, but her voice is already naturally soft. So it's like it's one of those things where like it's really hard. It's really hard for anybody, including a man, to tell that that is the situation. Like y'all can't tell me that y'all sat here and already knew that that wasn't, unless you've watched Now This TV before and knew that that was what the situation is. Ray Face, because I refuse to believe that Ray Face did not know, because he even knew what show she was on. Okay, I definitely feel like it was rude how some of them were acting towards her when they found out why Beezy. Because he was acting a plum fool. This isn't even your situation. Let me find out you undercover. And he looked good too. So it's like, it was weird to me. Kelvin, I feel bad for him. Like I said before, he was bamboozled. But I respect the fact that he never came at her crazy. Now, Rayface, Rayface is funny. But Rayface does give. After how he acted, and after how he acted like he didn't know, it gave act. It gave like you low key, was down for the cause until you realize, oh, we not all down for the cause. Okay, never mind. I'm not down for the cause. I didn't know you was a man. That's what it gave. It gave he was trying to play it off. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Okay. Okay. But yeah, that's what that was giving as far as that situation. But against her real quick. Now, I'm not a T girl, but I have a lot of friends that are T girls, and I feel like the best defense is offense. Okay, I feel like a part of me feels like she should have told. A part of me feels like, it was unfair for him to be signing up for something that he didn't know all the details of. It was unfair for them to be in the closet and he did not. You know what I mean? And she can't say the argument of, I thought you knew or anything like that, because how's he supposed to know if this is his first time on the network? He does not know you from a can of paint. You're introducing yourself as a lady with a poom poom. I feel like she sucked him up. I really feel like that's what happened. I doubt he did whatever, because I heard Pookie still has her instrument down there. So I really doubt that he did anything with her. But I definitely think that he like took her head and transferred it to the last floor, to the ground floor. Okay, I really feel that way. So let me know in the comments whether or not you agree or you disagree. Okay, so that being said, that's the Pookie of it all. She ended up beefing with YBZ over the situation because YBZ was just like doing the absolute most. Oh, you should have told you. But it's one of those things where like he was barking too hard. You know those men that go too hard over homo situations, and it's one of those things where like this isn't even your situation. Like, are you empathizing, or have you been there? Or did you think she was fine too and you were also shocked and bamboozled? You know what I mean? Like, it gave, what stakes do you have in this circumstance for you to be going this hard? Because he ended up dropping a bottle, looking like he about to hit her. He ended up getting a drink thrown in his face because he was doing the most. It was just like a lot of moving pieces. Now, I can't tell Pookie that she was wrong for, her reaction, because if you grab a bottle, listen, I would have reacted too. Would I have grabbed a bottle and threw a drink back in his face? I don't know what my reaction would have been, because I'm not in that situation. But you can't tell a person how to react to an action. All they're doing is reacting to your action. So I can't really fault Pookie for her line of defense in this circumstance. Um, I can only blame YBZ, in my opinion. It's my opinion for jumping in a situation that ain't had nothing to do with him. Okay. Now I thought that scene was hilarious to me when they were outside and Kelvin was first trying to talk to Pookie. Like he was just like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something because somebody brought to my attention that you ain't really a woman. You was born a man, and I just wanted to know, is that true?" Why? Before he even got to finish the sentence, Sumo heard "you not a woman" and was just like, he removed himself from the situation so quick. And I'm not gonna hold you, I screamed at my television set because it was just like, yo, y'all know that meme with that little boy that goes like this and disappears? That's what it gave. That's what it gave. And I feel like it's crazy how straight men really do not know how to act when it comes to the trans community. Like they are really uncomfortable. Like some of them don't know what to say. Some of them don't know what to do. Some of them are scared to ever fall for circumstances like that and react like YBZ when they find out that you are not a lady or whatever the case may be. And some of them don't discriminate. You know, they will treat you like an equal. Tri-state. Although I do think Tri-state may go that way. But yeah, she did say, yeah, you know, I go that way. And he's just like, okay, well, no homo. I'm not interested, just so that you're aware. And Rayface was there for the whole conversation. And Rayface was just like, yo, I know either, or whatever the case may be. Although I feel like he did know. And now that he's realizing, like I said before, that the men are not down with the cause in the house, he's deciding to jump ship and act like he was never, you know, down for the cause in the first place. Out of all the men, I feel like Rayface knew. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, let's go on to Shay. Remember, Shay was actually one of the bombshells from the house. She was brought on by the Face, but now the Face is dating Nola. So now Shay is just going to the Dominican Republic without nobody. So she's in the Dominican Republic, and she ends up forming a bond with Rayface. Her and Rayface seem to be getting along pretty well. They actually look really good together or whatever, and I'm here for it. So we'll see how that continues along. She is definitely like a girl that's not about that life. So we'll see how she survives on this show, because you can tell she's not a fighter. And Nola still feels some type of way about her going to the Dominican Republic and getting chosen by her man before she started dating her man. And she wanted to make it loud and clear, like, okay, now that I'm dating this man, he is off limits to everybody, including you. So do not look his way. Do not talk to him. Do not initiate conversation. If he initiates conversation with you, walk away. She was just laying down ground rules, talking about some, I will fight your ass. And Shay was just like, you can have him. Yeah, I'm a bitch. Okay, I'll be that. You could tell she did not want no problems with this crazy lady. They had the audacity to come up on her, telling her, leave my man alone or run up. And the crazy thing about it is, she's doing all of this for the Face, just for episodes later for her to be all up in Levi face. Child, I don't know, but we gonna see if their world gets rocked, because I believe on next week's episode they're gonna bring some more female bombshells into the house, and I would like to see it. I want to see how that turns out. Okay, I do find it interesting that yet again the show is bringing more options for the males and no more options for the females. Why y'all do that? Why y'all keep doing that? Why are the gentlemen getting options and the ladies are not? Like, I really want to know. I really want to know why. Okay, like y'all can't tell me there's not no men, no line of men that want to be on the hookup too. That y'all don't want to put against these men. Remember on, I think it was Deja Vu. That's how DTB ended up meeting Dawn in the first place. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing about it is Dawn and Nola had a connection, and now they looking like they don't even know each other. And now Dawn didn't even have nobody in the house. So we gonna get to that as well. Okay, so yeah, that's Shay. Scarface, we already know Scarface, aka ET, aka Etheria, aka if you with me, I take your man. She was definitely giving City Girl when she snatched up Mommy G Man, okay? So remember, she's in the situation with Kelvin, but Kelvin is off to the Dominican Republic, so he hasn't been in the past couple episodes. Child, if I was him, I'd be really upset at Now That's TV as well, because it's one of those things where it's just like, damn, like y'all never told me it was gonna be all types of people in this house, and they're like, oh, we don't, reveal whatever the case may be, but it's like, was it in the contract? Like, y'all could have said that it was gonna be all types of people in the house. Like, y'all ain't had to specify. Like, I ain't gonna point no elbows, but it's all types of people in the house, and y'all can hook up with whatever, whoever, however, whenever y'all want to. But just remember, it's all types of people in the house, like no type of alley oop or nothing. And it's crazy because most men, Tri-State said that he wasn't going to out the girl, which I respect and I understand. But then at the same token, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. Men and women are different, because I probably would have tried to save him, but not in the way that Etheria did. Etheria did it in a messy way because she was mad that her man got snatched. Okay? She did it because she was mad that her man got snatched. And I feel like I would have did it for the soul. I hope I didn't break it. I'm notorious for breaking press powders. Hold on, y'all. Let me save this real quick. But I feel like Etheria did it for the sole purpose of get back and not for like moral compass. Like, oh my God, he went in the closet with a T-girl, but I don't think he goes that way. Let me let him know. No, it was more so like, oh, you tried to steal my man? Ha ha, Pookie's a man. It was just like that. So for that, I cannot side with her whatsoever, because you was trying to build your own agenda against the situation for the sole purpose of you being upset. Okay? And for that, my lovely queen, I cannot side with you. Okay? Okay. So, that being said, that's what it is. Okay, but she is with Omar right now. She is tonguing down Mommy G's man. Mommy G, of course, is upset. But Mommy G's bounce back game is quick because she bouncing her boozy on, who is she bouncing her boozy on? On Dawn, I think. I think her and Dawn are together, if I'm not mistaken. That's her couple. Okay, mind you, Dawn don't have nobody right now, so it is what it is. She done found her a chocolate Dawn. Now let's go ahead to Slim. Slim has been added to the roster. We haven't really seen much of Slim yet. Don't recognize her from any other shows or whatever, at least not the Deja Vu's or the House Room Hates, sorry. Some of the shows that I have seen on Now That's TV. If you recognize her from another show, please let me know what show she is from and what you're expecting of her on the show. She is definitely beautiful though. Last girl we have to introduce is Chastity. Chastity was the second bombshell from part one. Remember, Levi was torn in between the two as far as Kayla and Nola. So he was choosing Cassidy and then Chastity. But then Chastity was looking at him dumb because it was one of those things where like you got two girls fighting over you and you choosing me. Like how I know that you're not gonna play me in the Dominican Republic. So she turned down his invite. Okay. So he ended up choosing Kayla, which him and Kayla are not together. He found out that she, had relations with, other people in the house because of watching the episode back, I guess you can say, with between her and Moses. And then her and Dawn might have had a moment as well on part two because she definitely slept in his room. But child, I don't think that she's going to survive soon because I don't know, she for the streets a little bit. No offense to her. She's just living her best life. Okay. Now, Chastity is now, I want to say she's in Atlanta trying to make her way to the Dominican Republic. And the men that are interested in her, first, YBZ was interested in her, or whatever the case may be. But what you call it, Dawn has also expressed that he is interested in her. Now, she is a fine girl, and she's living her life like it's golden, living her life like it's golden. Because she literally have men fighting over her, not fighting physically like Deja Vu, DTV, or whatever the case may be, but fighting for her love, like buying her flowers, like professing her love, like pulling her in this direction and saying, "Baby, I can show you the world. I can show you the world." And like, child, I'm here for it. We love a dark skinned queen that can get her way. Okay. I am 100% here for it, okay? The glitter gloss was Ruby Kisses. The top coat was just an ELF. It's old as hell. It's broken as hell, but it's Old Faithful. I am here for it. So we'll see who she ends up choosing because she's just like, remember, Deja Vu, part 3, I want to say, when Joyce was on it and she had two niggas fighting for her and she was like, torn in between the two. It's like the same thing, except they're fighting in a classy way. They fighting with flowers and words. Okay, and I'm 100% here for it. We love a dark-skinned queen that is living her best life. Okay. All right. I don't like how my nose came out. Like my nose. Let me fix my nose, y'all. But while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and talk about. We talked about Phil. We talked about Moses. Let's get into the fellas. Sumo. So Sumo has been added to the cast this time around as well. And when it comes to him, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like this man, he looked older. Okay, and he definitely gives out the way, don't bother nobody, or whatever the case may be. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've just never seen him on no other Now That's TV show, so I'm skeptical and interested in seeing what he brings to the table as far as this cast goes. But right now, he is paired up with Unique. Whether or not he can handle her or whatever the case may be, we shall see. We shall see. I really don't have nothing to say about him. It's just one of those things where, like, in that scene where Kelvin Fine Ass ended up sharing with Pookie that he knows that she's not a lady and wanted to know why she ain't tell him or whatever the case may be. I thought it was just hilarious the way that he walked away because it was just like it was a tad disrespectful with a hint of funny. Okay, because he really was left speechless and had to walk off like, whoa, I am sitting too close to this lady and I thought it was a lady, and to know that I thought it was a lady. He probably had thoughts too, like, damn, this girl next to me fine foot, like, damn, I would smash on her, damn, I got this Unique on my arm, I ain't even paired up with her yet like that, but I might have to snatch this little piece, like, she fine. And then they have this conversation and he was just like, fuck no, and got up. That's what it gave to me. That's what it gave, which is what made it funny to me. Next couple that we have in the house. Oh, we have two different couples that we have to talk about in the house. But next person we're going to talk about is Isaiah. Now, I'm not familiar with Isaiah, but I've heard about him. But I've heard about him, but I heard about him, but I heard about him. Landon and Pootie were both on another show that I watched on the Now That's TV network together. Damn, what was the name of that show? It was the first show that I watched with Cassie and Joyce on there. They were jumping over tables and fighting and stuff. Big Ant, all of them. What's the name of that show? Y'all know what show I'm talking about. That's the first time that I heard about Isaiah because Pootie and Landon were fighting about some character named Isaiah the entire time, and that Landon was still in love with him and blase blase. And everybody was saying that Pootie, Pootie and Landon were not a real couple because he's still, together with Isaiah. And then them Christmas pictures came out with Landon and Pootie. No, with Landon and Isaiah looking like they took them at Bloomingdale's or Macy's together and whatnot. And it gave like, that's your man, your man, your man. But I guess now they have like sexual tension or whatever the case may be. But Landon and Pookie are still trying to make it work, which it's hard to tell whether or not, they really are trying to make it work or they're trying to make it work for the cameras. Because it kind of sort of to me gives for the cameras, at least on Landon's part. At least on Landon's part. Let me know in the comments the backstory of that if y'all know it. Because like I said, I'm new to the Now That's TV network. I'm still trying to figure out, what's good, what's tea, what's happening, what's up. Got that door fired up. I'm still trying to figure out everything as a whole. Next person that we're going to talk about is Amir. So Amir is who Isaiah brought to the house. So Pootie and Landon came together, and Isaiah really want to be with Landon, but since he can't, he brought Amir. And when I tell you they are fighting, okay, Pootie and Isaiah keep going back and forth. Pootie ended up falling in a pool, trying to get to Isaiah, trying to thump it up, thump it up. Okay. Isaiah booty bouncing. He got a big booty. Isaiah booty bouncing while he throwing them bowls on that man. Amir, I would think that you would fight a little more for your man, but I guess not because they calling you out too, and you just chilling and maxing and relaxing. I don't know what's up with that. Landon sitting down, just watching his two boos fight over him. He's definitely getting a key out of the situation, and I'm surprised Pootie didn't smack him upside the head for it because you're not gonna sit here getting no entertainment out of my expense. You here with me, ain't it? So I'm gonna need you to say something. Speak up, nigga. Okay. So that's that situation. I can't wait to see it unfold some more. And then of course, since this is an episode 1 through 7 review, we will be getting deeper into their situation as every episode comes. Episode 8 coming next Sunday. We talked about Don briefly. Of course, on part 1, Don was with Nola. He ended up getting kicked out of the house early. Now he's back on the set trying to get with Chastity. Brought her a fire bouquet of red roses. I love red roses. I love red roses. I love red roses. So big points for him, or whatever the case may be. Like I said before, like I definitely give her wins for snatching them niggas up. Okay. So we'll see who ends up winning between Dawn and YBZ, because I feel like she low-key want Levi. So it's giving one of them are going to take her to the Dominican Republic, and then she going to twirl her way to Levi. That's just how I feel about it. We shall see, because they keep asking her which one is she interested in, and she's just like, these both not niggas. Girl, you're gonna wait until who gives the best presentation, then take them and then snatch up Levi. That's what it's giving to me. Next person that we're going to talk about, Tri-State. So remember, Tri-State was dating Unique. They didn't work out, so now he's back. Tri-State is in a throuple situation, which is why I'm looking at him a little skeptical. Do you go that way or not? Between Pookie and who's the other girl? Is it Pookie and Kay? I think it's Pookie and Kay. Or is it Pookie and Mommy G? Pookie and Kay. I think it's Pookie and Kay. I think he's in the throuple between Pookie and Kay, if I'm not mistaken. Child. I think he's saying that he's doing it for the cameras, but it's still one of those things where like Kelvin literally had his life flashing before his eyes as a heterosexual male because he found out about the situation. Now it's a little different for Tri-State because he already knew that Pookie was a man, so he's not as offended, I guess you could say. It's given but that he's sexually fluid though. It's given that he's loves love. What's that called? Pansexual? It's given pan. It's given pan a little bit to me. Let me know in the comments if you agree or you disagree, because it definitely gives, I love love. It don't matter what the packaging is. She's a beautiful girl. I'm acting like I don't care, but I really, care. Like it kind of sort of gives that. Or maybe he's just so into his, how some men be so straight that it's hard to tell whether or not they gay or not. Like they respect homosexuality so much that it's hard to tell whether or not they swing that. So they swing my way, whether or not they swing in that direction or not. It could be given that. Sorry, I was digging up in the bag, y'all, looking for the Fenty mascara. So I'm gonna layer a fan fest with the Fenty. That's what it's given to me, just a tad. So we'll see how it plays out. If he ends up hooking up with Pookie or rumors end up sliding about Pookie. But child, let me know if y'all know any behind the scenes tea on Tri-State, because it's giving either bi-curious or you already swing that way. Okay. YBZ, of course, is in the house. He's still fighting for Chastity's love this time around. Remember, he was who Nola was trying to get with, trying to force her way into to get into the house or whatever the case may be. And yeah, here's where we are. I thought he was fine, but he be acting real childish, especially with Pookie with the glass snatching or whatever the case may be. I'm glad he did not get violent when she threw a drink on him, but it doesn't change the fact that this had nothing to do with you and you entered it yourself. Now you created a scene for no reason. Now Chastity looking at you crazy. Now you might lose her up to Don. Okay, so that's that. Rayface is back or whatever. Right now he's coupled up with Shay. Mommy G still not over him. The Face is back, and of course, like I said, he's dating Nola. He originally came with Shay, but the child Nola shut that down in a heartbeat and snatched up her nigga ET style on the back end. You know what I'm saying? And now she is back, even though child Nola ain't had to come back. I don't know how producers felt for that okie doke, but Nola did not have to come back. Face, you did not have to bring her back. Okay? We would have been fine without her. We would have been fine without her. I added a little more rose to my cheek from Juvia's Place. Talk to me nice. Who else do we need to talk about? We talked about the Face. We briefly talked about Levi, which Levi, of course, is back. Out of Nola and Kayla. He chose Kayla just for him to snatch his invite from Kayla, because he don't really like her like that. He see her as a homegirl. Stop wasting this girl time. Stop wasting. You could tell he take this as a game, and he loved the fact that a lot of these girls are into him, and he trying to keep his options wide open for whatever options that they may bring to the table in the Dominican Republic. He's a young boy though. He's young. He living his life like it's golden. I don't fault him for it, but then at the same token, if you see some of these girls are really crashing out for you, like let's just be honest. Let's just be real, instead of like playing with their emotions, stringing them along, and doing all this extra ish. Okay, Levi is a handsome man. If I was in my early 20s, I might have been, acting a little crazy too. Not like Nola crazy, because what the hell is she doing standing on tables with her bare claws? Okay, but then at the same token, like, if I'm interested, I'm interested, and I want you to know that I'm interested. I might have been more on a Chastity vibe though, watching you from a distance, and if you don't do what you got to do, I'll get with somebody else, and if you get it together, then you already know where to find me. but it's giving Levi. Levi doesn't give I'ma buy you flowers. And Chastity, child, you see how the niggas is stepping up to her and how she's responding. So I highly doubt that Levi will step to her to the level that she is used to, which also makes me think that they are not going to get together. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's interested in him for the looks, but his personality, she probably not gonna like. And I hope that she gets over him before she goes to the Dominican Republic, because I would hate to see Chastity, you know, getting done dirty by a little boy named Levi. Okay. And last but not least, Kelvin. So, of course, Kelvin, we already know his tea. When I tell you that man is fine, that man is fine. And I cannot wait for the return of Kelvin. Okay. So, hopefully, he will turn up in the Dominican Republic soon. I would love to see ET make it to the Dominican Republic so that I can see, you know, how their situation moves forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing how their dynamic is when it comes to the reunion, now that he's watching everything played out and seeing that ET, you know, had ulterior motives that were more on a personal note when it comes to her intent on why she told him that Pookie was a man. I really want to know how he feels about it, and I really want to know what he has to say about it by the time the reunion airs. Okay. But that's everybody. That's all that's been happening as far as the hookup. Okay. And everything that we have to say in regards to the hookup. Okay. For episodes 1 through, what is it? Is it 6 or 7, y'all? What episode we on? For episodes 1 through, I want to say 7. I want to say we're on episode 7. Okay. But let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. Let me know in the comments which couple is your favorite right now. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the Pookie situation. Should she have been open about her sex gender or not? Did it just play out how it played out? Let me know in the comments how you feel about Nola being back. Y'all know how I feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel about some of the returning people being people that should have been eliminated from jump. Like, Don was physically eliminated and now he's back. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about, you know, parts of it being in Atlanta, parts of it being in Dominican Republic, and them soon to merge. Like, let me know how you feel about the show as a whole. I think it's a great show. I think there's a lot of drama. It's all organic. I'm still trying to catch up to the tea because some of it bounces back from other shows and other situations that I have no idea about because I'm still learning, y'all. Give me some time. Give me some time. Give me some time. Okay, so like, comment, subscribe. Of course, turn those post notifications on. Tell a friend to tell a friend. PYT is in the building. So we are now covering the hookup on Now That's TV. I know that South Central Baddies is out as well. I'm going to try to pick a day to binge watch that so that we can do a brief synopsis and catch up with that show. And there is a couple shows on Netflix that I wanted to go ahead and watch as well. So stay tuned for that. Okay, big shout out to Netflix. They have definitely been doing their big one, dropping a couple fire situations. I do want to do my review on Straw being one of them, and I still have to finish. Sorry, y'all. I still have to finish the last couple episode reviews for Squid Games, the first Netflix series that I covered. But let me know in the comments if there's any other shows that you want to see me covered. Okay, so my face is beat. It's 8:53 a.m. It's time for me to throw some clothes on because I got to be somewhere by 10. But I appreciate y'all for taking the time to being here while I beat my face. I did my best to show y'all everything while I was putting it on. Hopefully I did better this time. I think the only thing that I missed was the ELF concealer. The hydrating camo concealer was the only thing that I missed. That's what I dabbed in between and the outside of my eye and kind of sort of blended in. I have it in a very, very pale color. What's the name of this color? I don't know what the name of this color is, but I definitely got, oh, there it is. Medium golden. I got it in a medium golden, spread it out, and then I ended up using my sweet honey powder on top. Okay, if you have any other questions about this beat, let me know. I got some links on my Amazon storefront for y'all to purchase, and I appreciate y'all. I will catch y'all on the flippity flip. Until next time, thank y'all for watching PYT TV. Mwah. Respectfully.